Coming up next. Yeah, it is. Hounds contains themes of an adult nature. You must be 18 or older to play. Good thing I am. Echo Project Presents, oh my god. An original adventure. I forgot this had this comic book trailer type opening. Or like Marvel kind of thing. Alright. Welcome to Glory Hounds. So, I started playing this back when I had started playing Echo, because, I don't know, I just wanted to read more furry visual novels. Or just visual novels in general, because, it feels more relaxing to do that than to play, like, other types of games where you actually have to do stuff, besides just pressing X to advance the text and reading. But I went into this thinking I might not like it. That's why I did it on my own, because I was like, well, it might not be a good fit for the channel. But then I played like an hour of it, and I was like, huh, well, so, you know, I could imagine playing this on the channel. And then I got through 2 issues of it, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stop here. I'm just gonna start it over and do it on video. So here it is, and now there's a 4th issue of it too. But last time I played it, there was only 3, so there aren't any save files from that, but I don't think I had any saves anyway, since I just went through it all in one session. And yeah, it's episodic, so I'm gonna be doing these between routes of Echo and other visual novels. So let's start with issue 1, Spot of Trouble. From what I remember, it took me about 2 hours to read through an issue of this, so I'm probably going to be playing through this whole thing in 1 episode. That's probably going to take me way longer than 2 hours, since I'm going to be reading out loud and stuff. Oh yeah, Glory Haen. I forgot this takes place in, like, basically the Netherlands. Well, I guess a sci-fi version of the Netherlands. No, you'll see. Let's just start the game. Well, actually, I can't breathe. That's not what I was going to say, but, I was just recording the Echo video, and I just wanted to get straight through this, so I could play more Echo next week, but I still have DS4 Windows on, and I don't need that for this game, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I think it makes it worse, because it, like, doubles my inputs or something. Let's see, most of my body's numb. Occasional searing jolts of pain aside. No, actually, this is working just fine. It's been numb for a while. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing like this. Yeah, I still can't really speak. I'm sorry about that, it's just my throat being weird. I don't even think I'm sick with anything specific, it's just my throat hurts. A little bit. How much longer I can keep running? Everything I do just leads to more suffering. More pain. More stairs. I'm not playing as Po from Kung Fu Panda, believe it or not. Come on, Spot, pick up the pace! Betrayed by my closest ally. Can't do many. My legs are screaming in agony, but no one answers to their call. Raven 3, what's the situation out there? Over. A voice crackles suddenly and loudly over the radio. I grip the handrail like my life depends on it. Last thing I'd want is to go tumbling down these steps, because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get up again. Oh, Milo! Or Milo, I think. It's more how it's pronounced, because I think he's Russian. I forgot I'm gonna have to do a whole bunch of different accents for this game. That's gonna be interesting. Especially because I'm not good at doing accents of any kind.
Adversaries on roof, sir. I will just you'll be on this person.
Sure, I guess. That's the voice. Whatever. Any other hostile on the roof? Over.
Negative. Our beast is most dangerous when cornered. I advise caution.
Raven 3, I need you to say over. Over.
Over.
Good. Over and out. You heard him, Spot. Just a few more floors to go. God, why do you have to pick a skyscraper? Shouldn't places like these have elevators? You better be getting a raise after this. Oh yeah, I forgot I was being paid for this, actually. I think we're at the top now. There's a big metal door blocking our way. Stand back! The boss bars my way with an arm the size of a tree trunk. You're not seriously going to... Ow! He hisses, clutching his foot, hopping around like a madman. I put myself between him and the stairwell. I'm pretty sure they'd dock my paycheck if I let the boss fall down the stairs and break his back. That probably wasn't the smartest move. No kidding. Here, let me do it. I grab the door's handle and push forward. Huh. It isn't locked at all. The way the boss is looking at me, you'd think I just aced an exam on quantum physics. I knew I hired you for a reason. He gives me a pat on the back that knocks me against the metal door. It slams open wide, blasting us with cold air, bringing us face to face with... Oh, I thought it was gonna be the comic strip again. The target. Oh, it is the comic strip! There you are, you treacherous snake! You won't get away this time! I forget what this guy looked like. Did we just see him, actually? Well, yeah, it was just a silhouette.
Well, if it isn't the Don Hound and his protege.
Sure. A dark chuckle sounds from the other end of the rooftop. It's enough to send shivers down any man's spine. Or maybe the shivers are just my vertigo getting the best of me. I press on. This uneven rooftop gravel is hell underneath my already sore feet, even with my boots on. And the cool spring air is making me regret my choice of outfit.
I have to admit, I'm surprised you'd be foolish enough to follow me all the way up here.
Oh yeah, he's a chameleon guy. I forgot.
Of course, judging by your fashion sense, making bad choices seems to come rather naturally to you.
Give it up, villain! You've nowhere left to run! Pretty soon, the only thing you're going to be wearing is prison stripes.
I'm not so sure, Mr. Don Hound. Because from my point of view, you seem rather cornered yourselves.
Like a predator about to pounce, he regards me with squinted eyes. Right, it's the moment I've trained for. I assume the position. Shoulder straight, arm outstretched, index finger pointed at the culprit. Just like they do in the movies. Hell yeah. Hand over those diamonds right now, What was your name again? The horned chameleon rubs the back of his scaly head, tilting it slightly. I guess we're just gonna stay here, standing until I remember his name.
Are you quite serious right now?
I'm bad with names, okay?
I just told you 5 minutes ago. The tragic backstory, remember? The invisibility powers?
Starts with a K. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. He growls ferociously.
Camo!
Huh?
It's Camo, you blithering idiot! Ah! Mo!
Oh! Badass! Did you come up with that one on your own? Next to me, the boss buries his face in his paws. Can we just fight, please?
For the love of God, yes!
You're going down, Camo.
It's You know what? No. I've had just about enough of you.
Yeah, it's probably best to keep things moving along.
Rise, my minions!
Oh! 5 butterflies with brightly colored wings ascend behind them, just off the building. Are those actual swords? Actual swords. Actual swords?! Just had to repeat it to myself twice to make sure.
Airborne hostiles spotted.
I thought you said there were no other hostiles!
No other hostiles on roof. Do be listening, yes.
Nothing we can't handle. Let's see this chameleon turn black and blue. Life flashing before my eyes, I set a new world record for zooming through the 5 stages of grief. My eyes meet the bosses right as I'm at the bargaining stage. Help. Easy, Spot. Easy? Easy? They're gonna kill us! They might seem scary, but they wouldn't know teamwork if it struck them in the face. Which we are about to do, repeatedly. His warm, gloved paw on my shoulder only does so much to soothe my nerves.
So quick to judge. But you couldn't be further from the truth if you tried. See, unlike you and your precocious little pup, I take care to train and dress my employees properly. Minions, make fur coats out of them!
No! Yeah. I don't think I'm quite prepared. My name's Alex I'm going to have to look that up. Alex DeRoy, maybe? As you can imagine, I don't speak Dutch. Oh, according to Google Translate, it means Alex the Red.
DeRoy.
Wait, hold on. Shut up, Gabe. I think I heard that right, but I've got to make sure. White flashes? Oh right, there's text size. I might need to make it larger, actually. Wait, was that at larger already? I think it was. Yeah.
Droy.
Okay, I'm just gonna say Alex DeRoy. I'm gonna keep that Google Translate page up, though. My name's Alex DeRoy. I'm 28 years old, completely and utterly single. I live in Shippersburg, the capital of Batavia, not Botavia, where the weather is never just right, and we always find something to complain about. This is gonna sound cliche, but you're probably wondering how I ended up here. Truth is, I wonder too. Not just anyone decides to throw on some thigh-high boots and a mask to find an overgrown lizard on top of a skyscraper. But it's my actual honest-to-God job now. It's a long story, but long story seems to be all the rage these days, right? It all started a while ago.
Did you seriously just interrupt me for a flashback?
I remember it clear as day.
I am very much stuck here. Black and white is not a good look for me.
Sorry, Camo. You're just gonna have to wait. Glory Hounds. I haven't gotten to that point yet, by the way. I think probably happens in issue 3, maybe? I don't know. Issue number 1, A Spot of Trouble. The Halve Haen, I guess. The half rooster, that makes sense.
De Halve Haen.
Sure, I'll accept that pronunciation. The Halve Haen, 1849, Friday. The last few rays of sunlight bleed through the stained glass windows of this old bar. So too bleeds my nemesis. The scrolling battles lasted most of the day, but I finally have him where I need him. Yeah, all it takes is one more blow. I seal myself and ready my weapon. You alright there, Alex? Do you know another word for spiky plant with soothing juice? How many letters? 4? Probably aloe, then. My strokes are quick, precise. All it takes is 4 letters and my name and address, and I'll have conquered this week's crossword magazine. Okay, I remembered that was a fake out, but I forgot what he was actually doing. I thought it was like reading a comic or something. Or making one, I don't know. I sheathe my trusty weapon by putting on the cap, and snack on some celebratory peanuts. They're so salty. I think I just followed 5 times my daily recommended sodium intake. You know those contests are all rigged, right? Jules won a hairdryer once. The one he had to pawn off because he doesn't have any fur. He still won. The Sphinx cat sitting on the stool next to me looks up from their phone like a fish coming up for air. It doesn't stop them from continuing to scroll down a never-ending newsfeed of celebrity gossip and food photos. All while stirring a cup of tea with their other paw. A true master of multitasking, this one. With the owner out for a smoke, it's just the 2 of us here right now. Some would say it's pretty dead for a Friday night, but I don't mind. Sometimes the rich, bitter aroma of fresh coffee is better company than most of the regulars. Or so I like to tell myself to ease the creeping loneliness. What are you trying to get, anyway? I close the magazine and stuff it in the messenger bag sitting at my feet, kicking it under the dark, scratched wooden counter. Grand prize is a new bike. They cock an eyebrow. The stirring stops, their tea still swirling in its cup, no doubt struggling to break down the entire pot of sugar they downed in it. Old one giving up the ghost? I nod my head solemnly, swallowing, memories playing in my mind like a clip show episode. I will remember you. Sucks, man. I've had that rust bucket since high school, but I still feel a pit in my stomach just thinking about it. You said it. I just had it fixed up last month, too. There's some things even a good oiling and lubricating can't fix. Yeah, my love life's living proof of that. God bless its little wheels. It's been through a lot. They wipe a fake tear from their eye, popping a single peanut into the mouth. Dad said it's just at the end of its lifespan. I'd buy a new one, but money's a bit tight at the moment. More like always, but Lou doesn't need to know that. Can you borrow someone else's? What about Max's? I don't ever see him riding it. That's because he just flies everywhere. I bury my face in my paws, resting my elbows on the counter. Well, that is even better then, because that means he doesn't need it. And he doesn't let me ride it anymore. Oh. How come? I kinda almost crashed last time I borrowed it. Actually, I did crash. Fell right into the canal, too. Damn near got hit by an underwater train when I tried to swim out. Who knew they went so fast? Well, they're trains. The door opens, and for just a second, a crisp spring breeze grazes my fur, making it stand on end. This is the barkeep, who's like a hen or chicken rooster. Aren't hens like female ones? I don't know, but it's the rooster. I think they also had some sort of accent, but I don't remember what. Alex been getting into trouble again? What else is new? Feathers tickle the back of my neck, and I feel a clawed hand on my shoulder. Well, well, if it ain't the namesake of this place. You better not be molting right now. Hey Lee, how's the weather out there? I catch the telltale scent of cigarettes and freshly ground coffee. The rotund rooster slips between us, offering Lou the closest thing to a smile someone without playable lips can muster. Even with just the three of us in here, his presence fills the room. Oh, I think that he has like an Irish accent? Or Scottish? I can't remember. I can't do either one, but
Absolute shite it is. They're expecting some spring showers in a couple hours, so I hope you brought your raincoats.
nothing out of the ordinary for Chippersburg. Lou takes a sip of their tea. The slurping is very audible. I like it. Sounds terrible for my skin anyway.
Well, I don't. All this rain lately hasn't been good for business. And with the anniversary coming up and all.
Anniversary? First time I hear about that.
Blimey. Don't tell me you forgot about the big 25.
You didn't put up any flyers or anything. How are we supposed to know?
Pardon me for thinking I'd built up enough of a reputation.
I still can't remember how it was the Halve Haen? Right?
The Halve Haen.
Yeah. The hand does apparently appear in some sightseeing guides. Probably the only LGBT bar that does. I've been coming here almost every week since college, so I know some of the stories. It used to be an old church building that sat abandoned for decades after the war. According to Willem, the Shippensburg City Council kept making plans for it. A recreation center, a mall, even a museum at one point. I was thinking about what the pronunciation is for recreation. I never remember it. I think it was like recreation every time it's not just like literally making something again. Like based on the original thing, like recreating it. But yeah, recreation here, because it's like referring to like leisure time activity stuff. But they dragged their feet for so long that eventually they just decided on demolishing it. That's when Willem ended up buying it for dirt cheap. To say it took a lot of elbow grease to fix up is an understatement. He showed me pictures of what it was like before, and the building had more holes in it than a cheese factory. He did keep the stained glass windows. Even the church bell still works, allegedly, though I've never heard it ring.
Lately, the only thing anyone's talking about is that art gallery.
Yeah, you can tell my accent isn't the best. In fact, it's really terrible, but that's fine. It enhances the experience because it's a comedy game, right? Also, I just realized I don't think he has a Scottish or Irish accent. I think it's just British. Well, all of those are British accents technically, but I think he has an English accent. Yeah, I'm stupid. I gotta change the voice real quick, sorry.
What's an art gallery got that I don't have, eh?
About... They scroll down on their phone. I catch a glimpse of some old-looking paintings on their screen. 10,000 followers. Opgedikt. I guess. Dismantled is what it means, apparently.
Opgedoekt.
Opgedoekt. Okay, sure. Opgedoekt. I've seen their ads and billboards around town. Apparently they've recently brought in a dress made entirely out of euro bills and diamonds, worth a whopping 6 million euros in total. Forget the bike, I could buy an entire biker gang with that kind of money. For one gallery? They shrug. Art's getting more popular with young people these days. And they've snagged lots of big-name artists by the looks of it. They even have a Van Houwelink. Houwelink. Again? Google Translate, save me.
Van Houwelink.
Okay, that's actually pretty much what I said. They even have a Van Houwelink.
Yes, me, I'd rather have a good... a couple good regulars than a Van Houwelink.
Why am I still doing a weird accent? It's not British, it's not... it's not anything. It's just... something. It's not anything, it's just something. Doesn't make any sense, but...
You ask me, I'd rather have a good couple regulars than a Van Houwelink or a faceless crowd of followers.
Do you even have an account? The rooster brushes clawed fingers to his comb, shaking his head. For the love of God, it's 2035. Get with the times, Willie. Al here can help you out sometime. Lou's bony elbow hits me right in the ribs. I clear my throat. So, when's the party?
Next week on Saturday. You're also welcome too, of course.
He hands me an invitation printed on cheap printer paper. Lou leans on my shoulder to catch a glimpse of it too. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Need help decorating again? Need help decorating again?
I'd be chuffed to bits to have ya.
Why do I? I can't do anything. This freaking issue is gonna take me like 5 hours to get through thanks to this. Oh my god, I just remembered one of the other actions I'm gonna have to do for this. Although at least that one can afford to be a bit fake. You'll see right later on.
What happened? I'd be chuffed to bits to have ya.
I gotta work next Saturday, sorry. Again? Man, they've been running your repair boys ragged lately. They take another sip. That tea must have gotten pretty cold by now. Tell me about it. Haven't had a proper day off in months. Offer still stands if you want to work reception with me. My manager already said— Hard pass. Come on, beggars can't be choosers. The coffee isn't that bad. I pointed my brow piercing. Then at my tongue piercing. What am I supposed to do about these? I thought it was probably fake if I thought. So you'd probably set off a few metal detectors. Big deal. One of my co-workers has more tats than a cheetah has stripes. Willem strokes his bottle.
Pretty sure cheetahs have spots.
I'll just, keep doing repairs, I guess. You don't sound too happy. I feel like it's all I'm really good at.
What a load of rubbish.
Billy's right. I've tried your salsa dips. Thanks. But, hey, if there's anything I can do, let me know. It feels like the only times I hang out with you nowadays are office parties. We really gotta meet outside work more. Right, we even had to plan to meet up today. We can catch a movie when things slow down. Good idea. There's this one I really want to see. I immediately feel a primordial sense of terror encroaching upon me, eating away at the very core of my being. If this is another horror flick, they click their tongue. I'm not sure they'd sell you another ticket to a horror movie after you screamed the house down last time. It's all coming back to me now. The blood, the gore, the expensive popcorn I threw all on my hoodie. I can still smell the caramel. I thought it was just gonna be some romance flick. No one told me there were going to be goats. What? No one told me there were going to be ghosts. Really? You passed out before the ghosts even showed up. Lou reached their chin onto their hand. You can rest easy this time. That Fish Ate My Mother is coming out in a few days. The really bad musical? You mean the most amazing musical? The review I read called it a god-awful train wreck. Direct quote. And that was the nicest thing they had to say about it. Yeah, that's exactly why it's a masterpiece. It's like The Room. Which is exactly why we should go see it. Don't make me drag Willem along instead. Willem, behind the bar, recoils, nearly backing into the wine bottles.
I ain't letting you rope me in another one after what you pulled last month. What is this accent?
I don't know, but we'll keep going because I don't want to try. Excuse me? Poltergeist 3 is a work of art. You have no respect for the classics.
If that movie's a classic, I'm the Queen of Batavia.
I suppose it's up to me to defuse this argument before the claws come out. The new Lions Brigade movie is coming out soon. When we go see that? Was Lions Brigade and Echo or something? I can't remember. Did they end the franchise, 20 years ago? It's a reboot. Alex, aren't we a little old for comic book movies? I'm 28. Hell, you're older than I am. Exactly. Face it, Al, we're dinosaurs at this point. Fossils, remnants of a bygone age. I get the point. Give it a couple more years and you can't even put twink in your profile anymore. I roll my eyes. So what makes musicals any better? Musicals let me pretend I have at least some class.
If you're dinosaurs, what's that make me, eh?
Someone who can pour us another round of drinks. You want a beer, Al? It's on me. One more for this dinosaur. Some bitter ballin' too. You heard the man, Willie.
Alright.
Oh my god, it's Abacus and Marco. And, Chase. Wait, there's like a thing wrapping around Abacus and Marco. It's just got like a moon sliver on it. I think Abacus has a crown on. Or he has yellow hair, I don't. But I think it's a crown. And there's Earth. Wait. Okay, if this takes place in the same universe as, I guess, Ad Astra and Echo, what? I mean, Marco lives on Earth, right? With just, like, regular humans. But then Echo takes place in, like, a place that looks a lot like Earth, and there's a lot of different species on it. Maybe I'm reading into this too much, maybe they just want to put some references to those, I don't know, but Yeah, Nico, Chase has an anchor on him and a sword right through his heart. And he's holding a camera, I think. I've got Leo, Jenna, TJ, Carl, and I guess Flynn is the gray one. Yeah, looks like he has spikes on the head. It's completely dark out by the time I leave. Rain's tapping away at the awning, but the downpour hasn't deterred some of the usual Friday night crowd from exploring the crown jewel of Batavia, city of the future. P&W, print copy fax. And has a paw on it? Oh, P&W. Paw. Okay, I get it. Miss Perfect. Hen's ice cream. What did it say? Phoenix, no one's welcome, Smorin is what I read. But I don't think that's what it says. Time. Brerard. I think it says Brenard, but it looks like Brerard. And yeah, you can see the underground metro there. And not underground, underwater metro. Or underwater train. But it says metro there. There's nocturnals heading to their jobs for the night, while a few brave diurnals go from bar to bar to celebrate the weekend, all underscored by the hum of the underwater trains. I can make out a few people swimming in the canals as well. Probably also out on a night on the town. The stores still seem to be open down there. Shippersburg has a relatively large aquatic population, roughly a fifth of its inhabitants. Most can't live on land full-time, so a bunch of them live and work underwater, in the web of canals that run throughout the entire city. There's entire bustling neighborhoods down there. Stores, bars, churches, apartments. I mean, I'd imagine. If they had to live down there. And of course, the train station Shippersburg is known for. A far cry from the quiet port town it used to be over 100 years ago. Things change quickly around here. They have to. When there's so many species with their own wants and needs living in one place, technology is constantly evolving to meet them. One company in particular has allowed the city's infrastructure to flourish. 20 years ago, Brevard Enterprises came out of nowhere and revolutionized the city, making it one of the most technologically advanced on the continent. Holograms, underwater transportation systems, recyclable breathing apparatuses. Even the town's security system runs on Brevard tech. It's nothing short of a marvel, and turned Shippersburg into a major tourist destination almost overnight. Of course, there are some oddities. The man behind the company, Raoul Brevard, has never been seen in public. He might as well be a ghost. He only communicates through spokespeople. He doesn't even have an online encyclopedia page. That's weird. You'd think Wikipedia would be able to make an article even without, like, a picture of him. I mean, granted, it would probably be pretty speculative, but considering the spokespeople, like, maybe not. I mean, it wouldn't have to be the world's longest article. The rumors surrounding him have gotten to the point where some people think he doesn't exist at all. That he's made up by the higher-ups to sell some bullshit sentimental story, one man's dream and all that. On paper, though, he's technically my boss. Of course, I'm so far down the company hierarchy, I might as well be underground. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I sigh and extend a hand, twiddling my fingers to activate the holographic interface. I can't be bothered to grab it right now. A lion's face greets me, his piercing green eyes boring right into my soul. I should probably change my lock screen at some point, but it's been hard. Stefan. Wait, is it actually pronounced Stefan or Stefan? I don't... I think it's, maybe it's like, usually it's Stefan when it's spelled with an F, but Stefan when it's PH. But also could just be that everyone decides it on their own. All of the Stefans and Stefans of the world. My stomach turns, and I quickly swipe across the screen to make him go away. Even being inebriated, it doesn't make it any easier to look at him. Alright, notifications. One missed call from Mom. She's been out of the country for a while, but I don't think she had the whole time zone thing figured out. I should call her back later. You gonna catch a cold standing out here like that? The door clicked shut behind me. I closed the holographic interface like a child getting caught with his phone in class. Just waiting out the rain. You'll be waiting a while. It's gonna be pissing down all night. That sucks. God, just what I needed. Got places to be this late? Just misses the ruins. I have to pick up some things for lunch tomorrow. Say hello to the old bat for me. Been quite a while since I walked in there. She asks about you all the time. Tell her I'm taken. The rooster bubbles with a soggy pack of cigarettes. Who's the lucky fella? I don't kiss and tell. You know that. I don't even do it. Easy. You tell someone they're cute, buy them a drink, and not that. How do you kiss someone without your lips? You just... and then... He works his beak. Takes practice, it does. He finally manages to light his cig, and takes a long drag, looking at me all the while. He holds the back out to me. Fancy one? It's very tempting right now. And yet... no thanks, been clean for a couple weeks now. That makes one of us. Good on you. He puts the pack back in his pocket. Talk to me, Al. Sounded like you were in a rough spot. He puts emphasis on the spot part. Because of course he does. This isn't an intervention, is it? I just asked you a question. I finally relent with the loudest, most exaggerated sigh I can muster. I'm fine. I'm not. I can handle myself. Barely. You know I always land on my feet. Even if it feels like I break my legs doing it every time. The rooster takes another drag. I don't doubt that. You've always been a right clever bloke. Sometimes I just worry. He blows a thick cloud of smoke in my face, and I nearly have a coughing fit. I have to pause after like every time I read one of his lines because I'm like, did I read that okay? Did I read that acceptably? Or whatever. It's fine. I do apologize to every single British person watching this though, and every Russian person. And I don't even know what accent I was doing with camo, but I guess I apologize to people who speak to something approximate to that accent. He blows a thick cloud of smoke in my face, and I nearly have a coughing fit. I'm not some charity case. Wasn't saying you are one. He taps a cigarette, letting glowing ash fall on the wet pavement. The rain slowed down to a very soft drizzle, making the scenery only marginally less depressing as people back away their umbrellas. Mind if I tell you a story? Depends. He quickly shakes his head. This one's family friendly, I promise. Sure it is. A long time ago, right here, on a night just like this, I was working a graveyard shift. Weekend after Pride. Everyone was still sleeping off their hangovers. Nothing to do, no one to see, when in walks this college kid. I'd seen him pass the place a couple times, but he never came in before. After some prodding, he told me he was gay. Scared aside to tell his parents. Said I was the first person he talked to about it. Can you believe that? A complete stranger. No, I said that it wouldn't leave the room. And that I'd have a place to belong no matter what. I don't mean to sound like a greeting card here, but we need other folks to survive, Alex. Ain't no I'm gonna be better off if we keep buttling things up. That was weird. He just sounded like a child, but with my accent, I mean not the dialogue. I exhale. I'm just scared, I guess. Yeah? You heard, Lou. We're dinosaurs. I'm almost 30, and I've been working the same job since I finished high school. You've got this place to be proud of. I got nothing. So, yeah, I'm scared. What if I never amount to anything? I suck my teeth, trying to keep myself from tearing up. My vision blurs all the same. It's the rain, or so I tell myself. I think it's okay to not have figured things out yet, Al. Personal opinion. We look at everyone else and think they all have their baggage neatly packed away, but truth is, we're all still mucking about trying to deal with things as best we can. He gestures to the crowd. Every single one of them. There's never any shame in not knowing who you are yet. Especially in the bloody 20s. Oh my god, I'm like 5 minutes into the game and I've been recording for an hour. A few feet away from us, a large white moth shrugs off the water, still clinging to his coat. He looks at his watch before flapping his shimmering wings and taking flight, just like that. He hovers above the ground for a few moments before taking off into the night, as fast as they can carry him. My eyes follow him as he drifts above the crowd, and eventually above the buildings themselves. For long, he's just a dot in the sky. I clench my teeth. It's such a common sight here, but it fills me with awe every single time. Awe and envy. I take a deep breath, trying my best to shake off the insecurity, and sling my messenger bag over my shoulder. I like the world building in this game. Like that little moment there just like tell us a little bit about the world while also being related to the situation here. That's nice, and it's an interesting world too. I take a deep breath, trying my best to shake off the insecurity, and sling my messenger bag over my shoulder. I could use a cigarette right now. I'm heading out. Hey, have a safe trip home, you hear? I don't want to hear about you getting mugged on news. I've been here how many times now? That don't make the city any less dangerous at night. Fine, I'll text you when I get there. And I'm sorry about the anniversary thing. Really wish I could make it.
Tell you what, you help me clean the hand up sometime, and it's water under the bridge. I know we ain't got the volunteer positions open no more, but I'd love to have you walking behind the bar again sometime. Like the good old days.
I still hate this accent that I'm doing. I don't think I don't know if I'm ever gonna stop pointing it out. But it's like, it's not, I don't even know any, like, specific English accents. I know there are a lot of them and they sound very different. But I don't know, I don't remember what the actual differences between them are. It's just a mess. Of course, I mean, when you have time, when I have, yeah. A big glob of rainwater drips down onto my neck as I step out from under the awning. It's freezing cold, and the sound that escapes my muzzle as it seeps down my back is less than flattering. Willem laughs and tosses what's left of his cigarette on the wet pavement, stomping it out. Have a good one, Alex. I mumble a bye myself, pulling up my hood and walking off in the night. Yeah. If you follow the canal down for the Han, you eventually get to the old foreign quarter of the Sweetwater district. What was that? If you follow the canal down for the Han, you eventually get to the old foreign quarter of the Sweetwater district. Most of its inhabitants are descendants of immigrants who came here after the war. It's by far one of the most densely packed areas of Shippersburg, with every square meter having a restaurant or store offering food or goods you can't get anywhere else. Feels like the one place in town where things slow down a little. There's fewer screens, fewer obnoxious neon signs, and just a little past the Indian restaurant I always wanted to try, there's a little corner store. Friday? I wonder what that means. Oh, de Bruin, it says over there. The brown is what it means. Oh, Verde means peace. Makes sense. Swood? What does that say? I swear it says swood. Cool graffiti though. I cannot say a single sentence right, even that was cool graffiti though. Cool graffiti though, is what I meant to say. The dark, worn brick makes it stick out like a sore thumb next to all the more modern buildings. It's been graffitied all over. Some of this art is as old as I am, maybe even older. The city's offered to clean it up multiple times, but the owner is steadfastly refused. Says it adds character. The bright pink sign reads De Bruin in a gaudy-looking font. The dimmed lights inside might give the impression that the store is closed for the evening, but it's only open after sundown. That sounds shady, but really it's just because the owner's asleep during the day, like most nocturnals. Why would that sound shady in this world? I don't really get it. If so many people are nocturnal. When I was still in college, I used to stop by at least once a week to get something to eat after going clubbing. I'd grab some kielbasa and eat it all in one go at 3 in the morning. Ah, those were the days. Unlike most of my other college food, the stuff here had some degree of flavor, on top of being cheaper than anything I could buy at a regular grocery store. So, win-win. I've got a lot less free time these days, but I still grab a bite every now and then. I'm not even gonna try to read what that says on the one with the dragon. On 118. I guess that's the emergency number in the Netherlands. The shrill doorbell announces my arrival, almost loud enough to rupture my eardrums. The store is an assault on every single one of my senses. It's cluttered and claustrophobic in a way only the smallest of corner stores can manage. There's bright, colorful packaging on every shelf, imported from all over the world. There are lots of foreign goods here. Sake, changa, and possibly sour candy. And my favorite, the pastries they usually keep under glass near the counter. The smell is enough to make both my eyes and mouth water. An entire experience crammed into a place probably no bigger than my living room. Probably the greatest fire hazard in town. Mrs. Bruin? I'm greeted by a voice almost as squeaky as that front door before its owner comes hobbling out of a small hallway behind the counter. Okay, really squeaky voice, so, had to go up here, so I was just something. Alex, sweetie. I think she has an accent too. That's like I don't remember, but it's something. She rubs at her eyes, fixing her brightly colored headscarf I've never seen her without. Her eyes, or at least what I can see of them, light up when she sees me. I can't help but smile back at her. It's like I'm seeing my grandma again, except with wings and big ears. And suspiciously sharp teeth. Hey, Mrs. De Bruin.
It's been a while since I last saw you. You've gotten so tall.
I'm pretty sure she just got a bit smaller. With a grunt and a crack of her back that can't be good news, she drags out a milk crate from underneath the counter to stand on. She can't reach the register without it. It's old and battered from years of use. I remember local kids making a game out of trying to steal it. I won't confirm or deny having been one of said kids. Dude, as many tricks up my sleeve as spots on my face, the neighbors used to say. Have you been? She wrings her bony paws, almost knocking over a small newspaper stand with her wings. It's as if it's a question she's been preparing for her entire life.
Wonderful, dear. Absolutely wonderful.
Her Latvian accents, maybe Latvian. I don't speak any Latvian, and I don't know what a Latvian accent sounds like, so I don't know how to do one. But her Latvian accent's as thick as it's always been in the 22 years I've known her.
Business has been, what's the word again? Exploding?
Booming?
Booming, yes. It's the tourist dear. The rainfalls put a bit of a damper on things, but on good nights we have more customers than the Loitering Museum.
I see more tourists than townsfolk these days. Probably stopping by Shippersburg for the weed.
I was just telling Andrea the same thing. It's good to see young ones so interested in the local culture.
Yeah, it's the weed.
You'll be taking the usual, yes?
Mm-hmm. Can you pack in one extra this time? I could use a little boost.
For you, I'll pack in 2 extra. You're thin as a rail. You could use some meat on those bones.
I just see what my budget allows, really.
Definitely not enough then. 3 extra it is. You have to take care of yourself, Alex. How else will you get another boyfriend, hmm?
After dying a little inside, I clear my throat. It's okay, ma'am. I'm not exactly on the market right now.
Nonsense. The market stays open until the meat goes bad. You'll never know when another customer will show up at your door. How do you think I met Andrea?
Bingo club?
Online dating. And let me tell you, the 90s were a different time. None of those apps or hookup places or...
Please stop. Wait, online dating in the 90s? Huh. Interesting. Or wait, how far is this in the future? It could have been like... Well, no, it says none of those apps or hookup places, so...
You youngins have it easy, is what I'm saying.
I guess I've been playing this game on hard mode all this time, then. She waddles on over to the pastries. As she bags them, their sickeningly sweet smell starts wafting through the air, overpowering nearly everything else. I grab my wallet, taking out a €5 bill as she hops up onto the milk crate, and starts tapping away at the register.
Alright, this was that. Carry the 2 and... We're open! Excuse me for a moment, dear.
She hops off the crate and heads for the door. I'm left standing there, €5 bill in hand, so close to my pastries I can taste them already.
Open up, Granny! I know you're in there!
More knocking, no ramming. The door handle rattles wildly, sending the bell connected to it into overdrive. I prick my ears up and sniff the air so I can maybe get a hint of who or what it is, but I can only smell the pastries. Slinking behind the stacked shelf facing the door, I take out my phone.
Open!
The person on the other end kicks the door so hard I see wood bits coming off.
Up! It opens inwards, dear. You need to push, not pull.
Mrs. de Bruin's voice is as soft and sweet as always. She's probably used to stuff like this by now. Meanwhile, I'm over here failing to dial emergency services because my hands are trembling so hard.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry, dear. It happened already.
The door slams open, inwards, creaking so hard it's a miracle it's still on its hinges. Yeah, it's this guy. SB. I forget what that stands for. I peer over the bag of sweets on the shelf to see some sort of fish standing in the doorway. Is it a barracuda? It's hard to tell when the lights are turned down so low.
Time.
The door crashes shut behind him with a ring of the bell and the splintering of wood. I duck, hoping to God he doesn't see me yet.
Ahoy, man! Word on the 7 Seas is you haven't paid your fees yet. Fees?
Emergency services, emergency services.
Ah, so those large ears of yours ain't such for show. Har, har, har.
Mrs. de Bruin lets out an affronted gasp. I don't know if it's because of the insult or whatever this pirate act is supposed to be. Yeah, so that's the last accent I have to do, I guess. But again, it can afford to be a little fake sounding. Or very fake sounding.
That's right, Granny. Fees. Protection money. Keeping the streets clean doesn't come cheap, you know. There be debts to be paid. Coffers to be filled. I pay my taxes same as everyone else, thank you. Well, see, this is a new kind of tax. You pay us, and we make sure nothing bad happens to ye. Give and take, you get what I'm saying, madam?
That won't be necessary. This is one of the safest neighborhoods in the city.
Har har! Oh, but accidents happen when you least expect them. You don't want that, do ye? Well, neither do I. Neither does Captain Ahab. Or something. Ahab. Scared of the salt water.
Is that a threat, dear?
The Saltwater Syndicate doesn't make threats, ma'am. It's just a suggestion.
I've dated eels less slimy than this guy. I get as low to the ground as I can. Wait, you've dated multiple eels? I get as low to the ground as I can, and finally manage to tap the call button. The line beeps, and for a second I hear my heart pounding in my throat.
Hello?
I steady my breathing and try to be as quiet as I can, as that barracuda continues to stick. Help me, please!
Thank you for calling Shepherdsburg Emergency Services. For matters involving the police, please press 1. Voice command not recognized. Please refrain from calling emergency services outside of emergencies. Continued misuse will lead to—
That's freaking terrible, emergency services. What? I close the call, crawling over to the edge of the shelf to peek around the corner. That's like customer service.
And were I to even have money, you would be the last person I would consider giving it to.
The barracuda grins wildly at her. His teeth are sharp as knives. He's got her backed up against the counter now. She's clinging to it for dear life.
Then I suppose we'll have to do things the hard way, won't we?
The barracuda's hand goes where I can't see it. I hear a click and then a gasp from Mrs. de Bruin. Yay! He pulled a gun on an old lady. What a stand-up citizen. Next thing I know, the man's got a pistol pointed straight at her head. It's an old flintlock pistol, like something straight out of a pirate movie. Except it's real. And right in front of me. And probably doesn't fire blanks. Someone has to do something. I have to do something. Think, gal, think. I scan the shelves for anything I can use. Maybe there's something heavy in here? My eyes fall on a large plastic condiment bottle. I try sniffing it to see what's even in it, and I had to hold in a pain sob almost immediately. It's sweet, sour, spicy, all at the same time. Are those onions floating in it? What is this unholy concoction? Get it together, Alex. You have to do this. For once in your life, get your shit together. I get up, gripping the bottle so tight I can feel my paw getting sweaty. Hey! My voice cracks 5 times, shouting a 3-letter word. Good going, Alex. Very intimidating. His head snaps in my direction immediately, and right away I feel a semblance of courage I had moments ago drain from my body. Yeah, I don't know if it was a very good idea to start just taking him on, but I mean, emergency services weren't being very useful either. You leave that lady alone right this instant! I charge forward, condiment bottle in hand, running on nothing but pure adrenaline and a few bottles of cheap beer.
Are you running a rig?
I catch him off guard, and using whatever force I can muster, slam the bottle down on the fishbowl helmet. While the soft material it's made out of cushions the blow, the barracuda falls flat on his ass regardless, to cap the bottle on the ground next to him. Wait, what if I had just friggin' broken the helmet? The guy couldn't breathe. I would just kill him, basically. He looks up at me, dazed, growling. It'd have been funny if he wasn't carrying a deadly weapon. Yeah. Oh, he mad.
You just made the biggest mistake of your life, Hound. I'll cleave you to the brisket.
If looks could kill, this guy would be hacking me to pieces right now. I'm pretty sure that's what he wants to do either way. I don't understand pirate lingo. He reaches for the gun again. This is it. All I wanted was pastry, and I didn't even get to eat it. Life's cruel. No. He points the pistol at me. As in some way. Looks more like it's past me, but sure. I wince. I close my eyes. I squeeze the bottle.
Ah, fuck! Ah, buttermeat biscuit!
I hear something clatter on the floor, and when I pry my eyes open, I have to resist the urge to immediately shut them again. What was in the bottle is now all over the would-be robber's fishbowl helmet, dribbling down onto his designer jacket. The smell is absolutely putrid. He rubs at his helmet to clear it, but it just stains his sleeves red.
Shit. I mean, when I get my hands on you, you're gonna be shark chow, you mangy dog.
I turned to Mrs. De Bruin. Run! Okay. It takes her a moment, but she nods and disappears, sprinting for the door. Just me and Pirate Pete over here now. Why did I do this again? He's rubbed away most of the sauce on his helmet, but the rest of his clothes are a mess of blood-red stains. Oh, was I trying to get him to go, like, sorta blind? Blood-red stains that smell like an expired hot dog. I try kicking the gun away, but he's gotten to it before I can even get my foot up.
This is what you get for messing with Ishmael, matey.
Oh, right, it's Ishmael is his name. What was that? McCrash? Cuckrash. Sorry. I'm so focused on my impending death that I'm completely taken off guard by the sudden sound of glass shattering into a million pieces. A rush of cold air washes over the tiny store, its intensity only matched by the sound of the booming voice that follows. Dawn has come to vanquish the night. Yay! When I turn my head, the storefront window is busted beyond recognition. Glass shards litter the old wooden floor. At the center of the destruction stands a large, hooded, masked canine, most likely a Rottweiler. His large, intimidating frame is cloaked in shadow, cape billowing in the wind, wearing... I don't know what he's supposed to be wearing, actually. It's a superhero suit, obviously. Obviously. Sorta kinky looking, but mostly it looks like a superhero suit. It's somewhere between a pro wrestler getup, an elaborate cosplay, and a shameless gimp suit. Is that neoprene? I thought fish who talked like pirates would be the weirdest thing I'd see all day, but the universe just loves proving me wrong. Not that I have any right to complain in my current situation. Drop your weapon, evildoer!
Who in blazes are ye supposed to be? Pardon, matey, but the convention center's across the street.
It's actually 2 blocks down, but you can't always expect accuracy in these kinds of situations. I said, drop your weapon, crook. There's an underlying growl in the canine's voice that just makes me shiver. Yeah, sure. Not in my voice.
You fucking mind who you... heed who you be gabbing to, Hound, or it's the plank for you.
I know exactly who I'm talking to. The canine folds his arms, tilting his head. I can read his expressions pretty well, even with the mask on. A no-good lowlife trying to bully people who can't fight back. I don't think Ahab would be very pleased if when news got back you were old. I don't think Ahab would be very pleased if news got back you were robbing old ladies for I don't think Ahab would be. I don't think Ahab would be very pleased if news got back you were robbing. This isn't even a particularly difficult sentence. I'm just struggling. I don't think Ahab would be very pleased if news got back you were robbing old ladies for pocket change. He looks at me. Or losing a brawl to Captain Hot Toss over here. I don't know whether to be grateful or offended. Wasn't much of a brawl, really.
What do you know about Captain Ahab?
Enough to know he'd be very, very disappointed. The Barracuda's frothing at his very dangerous and fanged mouth, his helmet's filling up with bubbles. He aims the gun at the masked man. The canine doesn't flinch, even when he pulls the trigger. The gun makes a strange noise, right before something wet and red seeps out of the barrel, dribbling to the floor below where it lands with a spatter.
You got to be...
He smacks the gun against his palm.
Shitting me!
He tosses it aside, glaring daggers at me.
You ruined me pistol!
You ruined me pastries! Can we wrap this up, please? I'm a very busy man, you see. Bigger fish to fry, if you catch my drift. The fish redirects the glare at the dog in front of us.
Today we don't luck with ye.
This guy's pirate act is less consistent than my income. He charges at the masked man, who gracefully dodges, nearly sending him flying through what's left of the window. The Barracuda turns and pulls a knife from inside its jacket, all in the same movement. He swipes it at the dog's throat, but the masked man's already ducked, winding up for an uppercut that sends the robber crashing against the rack of gossip magazines next to the door. While its impact is undeniable, the exertion leaves the canine winded, panting. Had enough? The barracuda twitches for a moment, then charges at him, as if to answer its question. The dog narrowly avoids another slash of the would-be arbor's knife, but not the fist that connects with his stomach right after. The shelves shake when he makes impact with the floor. Bags of chips come raining down.
Suppose I should be asking you that question.
The fish points the knife at the masked man. I want to help him, but my legs return to jelly. The crook's eyes narrow as he glares at me.
You be next.
No, you are. The dog rolls onto his back. Villainy 101. Don't gloat until the job is done. He kicks upwards, hitting the fish's hand, and the knife goes flying. Spot! My eyes meet the dog's, and I understand without him needing to explain. Putting my shoulder forward, I run as fast as I can towards the robber. Oh! I crash into him hard. Light as he is, he goes flying, falling out the broken window and onto the cold, wet street outside with a pitiful scream. He staggers to his feet, his once pristine jacket now covered in stains and spots, torn in more than a few places.
You ain't seen the last of me, mutt.
He gives me one final look before running across the street and jumping into the canal. The dog doesn't give chase. The feeling of relief that washes over me, knowing this experience is behind me, is almost euphoric. I did it. I really did it. I made a difference. That's what I thought. Hi. Hi there. You couldn't see me waving, but I did an awkward wave. The dog turns his attention to me. I brandish the bottle at him out of instinct. It's almost empty at this point. With a quizzical cant of his head, he laughs. Loudly. Raising a paw, he takes a step closer. He smells of expensive cologne with hints of lime and ginger. I like it. I'm not going to hurt you. What's your name? I'm so wound up I can't even remember my own name. Spot it is. He points to himself with a thumb. I'm known as the Dawn Hound. A proud grin stretches across his face, like I'm supposed to have any idea what he's talking about. Known by whom? Oh, well, you see... He clears his throat, looking at his feet. I'm still getting the word out there. He goes quiet. I look past him, out the broken window, where people have begun to crowd around. You're not gonna go after him? Rest assured, he'll get what's coming to him. Ahab's men might be a slippery bunch, but they're not the brightest anglerfish in the ocean. He flashes what looks like a very fancy wristwatch at me. If they were, they might notice the trackers. This is some spy shit. Who's this Ahab person? You've never heard of Captain Ahab? Scourge of the saltwater? Can't say I have. Count yourself lucky. He runs a little crew in the saltwater district. He puts air quotes on the word crew. They call themselves the Saltwater Syndicate. A gang of thugs, really, but lately they've been getting bolder. And the police? He shakes his head. Can't do anything, I'm afraid. No one knows exactly where his base of operations might be. Every safe house they've busted has been, well, a bust. But that's where I come in. I'm going to... He catches himself. I can't tell you any more than that. Confidential information. Hero things. He says that, but his tail's wagging like crazy. I must be the first to ask about any of this. Say, I couldn't help but notice the logo on your hoodie. You work for Bavard? Regrettably. Don't enjoy your job? Not much of a job, really. I'm just a gopher in repairs, but it pays the bills. Who knows, if I'm lucky, maybe I'll have paid off my student loans in time for the retirement home. I had no idea the situation in the company was that dire. Huh? He looks away, fidgeting. I think you could probably make a guess as to who this might be. Maybe not, I don't know. I made the guess when I first played this, but I don't know. Nothing. I hear a beep. Something lights up under his hood. He touches his ears, and then I hear a voice.
Police are closing in on your position. I suggest making escape now, sir.
The accent sounds foreign. Russ, most likely. If I wasn't confused as hell about everything going on, I'd say it was sexy. Right. Target swam through the net. Over.
I will watch him like Hawk watches her sleeping young. He will not leave my sight.
Wasn't expecting anything less from you. Over and out. Gotta go? Much as I'd love to stay and chat. It was a pleasure meeting you, Spot. You really held your own back there. He extends a paw. I take it and shake it. He's got a really firm grip, but that's to be expected. Alex. My name's Alex. Spot fits you better. You know, because of all the... He just missed my face. Hey! I swat his hand away, much to his amusement. We lock eyes. There's a goofy grin on his face. He's kind of cute for a guy in a gimp suit. I mean, he's cute anyway, he's a little pupper. I mean, you're also a pupper, but... I can hear police sirens in the distance. I guess the voice on the radio was right. Maybe Mrs. de Bruin called them over. I'll see you around then. I should hope so. I could use a sidekick. Sidekick? Pretty sure I saved your bacon there, big guy. I poke his belly. He laughs raucously. Exactly! Can't think of a better person to fill those shoes. You've got the spots, now earn the stripes. Pff, I'll have to fetch my resume. I'll keep an eye out for it. He pats my shoulder. His spot's so warm. Or maybe I'm just really cold and clammy. Good night, Spot. Night, Hound. Feels strange to hear other people call me that. It's a hard name to forget. I wink at him. What I can see of his face turns bright red. I'll be off then. Farewell, citizen. And so my savior turns, cloak swishing in the wind as he hops out the window and vanishes into the night. Coffee sometime? I don't think he heard that. Jesus Christ. Turns out that when cops find you alone in a store with busted windows and destroyed shelves, they might have questions for you. I was damn near about to get put in cuffs when Mrs. de Bruin showed up to explain what happened. She looked the most frazzled that I've ever seen her. I was hoping to get some time to myself to decompress, but when I get home, it's almost 11. Stepping into the living room feels like walking into an entirely new world after all that happened. A less adventurous one, I can only hope. Seemed like Max already went to bed. He left the mail on the kitchen counter, along with some empty nectar bottles. I'll have to check it later. Once my messenger bag's on the table, I put my seriously flattened but still edible pastries in the fridge. Most of it's taken up by what looks to be an enormous... casserole? Lasagna? Abomination. Let's go with that. Huh, there's a sticky note attached. Saved some for you, Max. I touch it through the plastic foil and immediately regret what I've done. Hard as a brick and slimy as all get out at the same time. How do you even manage that? It's like I'm poking brain matter. It smells even worse. Gah, gross. Collapses in on itself when I retract my hand. Suddenly, I don't feel like dinner for the next 5 days. I try to ignore the abomination as best I can, and just go for a can of soda and a bowl of potato chips. The cornerstone of any nutritious diet. I shouldn't be having caffeine this late, but there's no one stopping me, is there? My usual spot on the couch secured, I stuff a handful of potato chips in my mouth. TV, turn on. The screen flashes to life, lighting up the room and almost incinerating my retinas in the process. Good evening, Alex Leroy. The date is Friday, April 20th, 2035. The time is 22:56. Oh, 2035, okay. What would you like to watch this evening? I shrug. Surprise me. Analyzing current emotional state. High stress levels detected. No kidding. Analysis complete. Selected programming will now commence. Enjoy your viewing experience, and remember, when you think of the future, think of Brevard, yeah. If I got €1 every time I heard that, I'd be as rich as a Brevard himself by now. Oh my god. 2 hotties on the same screen. I like how his name's in question marks as well, as if we didn't already know he was Milo. Then again, Donah's name was as well, earlier. But yeah, Milo's a lot bigger than I expected him to be when I first started playing this game. Probably because he's a crow. And you wouldn't really expect a crow to be like that, super buff. And I do know a guy who's Russian, and I've heard him speak English, but like I don't think he really has the kind of Russian accent that everyone imagines when they think of a Russian accent. So I'm gonna do just whatever. You really think he's the one? He faced an armed enemy alone, without a moment's hesitation. I figured even you would be impressed. He caught common robber unawares and lived to tell tale. He was reckless, careless, lucky. Had it been a real battlefield? Lighten up, sunshine. You're taking this even more seriously than I am. And you are not taking things seriously enough. One thing to play vigilante, but to place trust, life in hands of this untrained stranger would not be prudent, sir. You forget, my friend. The greatest men and women on Earth were untrained traders once. As was I, as were you. All it takes to be a hero is a nose for trouble and the balls to go look for it. No threats ejected. Alright, very well. We will see if he has potential. Knew you'd come around. I am not around. I am not even in vicinity. But I am intrigued, I suppose. Yay! Auto on TV. Because I can speak Spanish so well. Is that a Dastra? I think it is.
No nos pueden ver juntos, Leonardo. ¿Sabes que me acaso al amanecer?
Miros al desierto. Me niegas de mis deseos hablar. Al menos permítele, por favor, a mi corazón cantar.
In case you can't speak... Wait, what? In case you can't tell, I can't speak Spanish. I'm gonna translate these too.
Oh, they can't see us together, Leonardo. You know I'm getting married at dawn.
My desert rose, you deny me the opportunity to speak of my desires. At least please allow my heart to sing. Yo te amo! Change channel. And it's, Dastra. From the creators who brought the stars to the stage 3 times before, comes another galaxy-spanning adventure like no other. Adastra on ice. Relive the... Okay, change channel. Has this ever happened to you? I'd love to buy a car, but most models are so small. There's just no room for my neck.
When I drive, my trunk gets tangled around the steering wheel. I've had 3 accidents accounting. What do I do?
Bavard brings the solution to your doorstep with its patented... Change channel, please. And now for the local news. I'm about to change the channel again when Mrs. de Bruin's storefront appears on the screen. A robbery in the Sweetwater district tonight was narrowly thwarted by 2 unlikely heroes. I swallowed the potato chip I've been chewing on for a good while. I almost fall right off the sofa when I lean forward. The situation seemed dire for 63-year-old store owner Maria de Bruin after a robber claiming to work for the Saltwater Syndicate forced her against the counter, holding her at gunpoint. It's the latest in a string of recent robberies claimed by the Syndicate. Police suspect... As it switches over to security footage, my phone lights up like a beacon. Willem's calling. Yeah?
So I'm watching news.
Can you believe they're rebooting Adastra again?
Don't you go changing the subject on me. That bloke would stop the robbery at Mrs. Bruin's place. That wouldn't happen to be you now, would it?
I give the screen a glance. Sure enough, there I am, bottle in hand. At least they took the courtesy of blurring out my face. Not that it matters with all my spots. That could be anyone. You leave that lady alone right this instant! Anyone.
I thought I told you to give me a ring if anything happened.
Shit, right, I was going to text her when I got home. I'm sorry.
Are you alright? You're not hurt, are you?
Just a few scrapes. I'm glad Mrs. de Bruin's okay. Can't say the same for his door, though.
Who's the big lad?
I look at the screen again just as Hound breaks through the window and strikes a pose. Oh, he just showed up. Called himself the Hound.
Hound?
I bite on another potato chip. Yeah, he had a costume on and everything, like the Stinger. Except the Stinger's outfit isn't quite as, whatever that was. Frankly, I'm still processing it.
Crazy. I thought he was a stripper or something.
I wish.
What?
Nothing. I hear him grind his beak. Anyway, I would have died if he hadn't been there.
I'm glad you're still with us. You've still got your bar tab open.
Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it.
You know who's gonna want to hear this too.
Knowing them, they probably already read about it on 10 different news sites.
They'll want to hear it from you personally.
It's the Snyder marks I'm worried about.
Well, that's what friends are for, ain't they?
Fine. I'll let him know what happened at work tomorrow.
Attaboy. Good night, Alex. See you at the hunt. See you at the hunt. See you at the hand.
I keep forgetting how things are pronounced. Night, Willie. In other news, a spokesperson for Raoul Brevard, CEO of Brevard Enterprises, has announced plans for the company's expansion beyond Batavian borders. Change channel. Alright. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this from now on. I do want to do just like one issue per one episode because that's convenient. But I've been going for 2 hours at this point. It'll probably be like half as long but when it's edited, but I I guess I'll just keep going until I have to leave. This could be extra long, whatever. I stretched and yawn, shutting my eyes for what feels like a blink. But I can't get my eyelids open again. This is weird. I wasn't sleepy at all 2 seconds ago. Suddenly horror. And the next thing I know, I'm somewhere else entirely. It's so dark I can't see my hands in front of my face. I can hear the sound of water dripping in the distance. The pattern is very irregular. I prick my ears up and hear another sound, a more rhythmic pounding against the ceiling right above me. It's softer, more distant, and it moves, back and forth, like footsteps. I try walking, reaching out to see if I can maybe find a wall to follow, but all I find is a more inky black void. Sniffing the air, I immediately retch. Smells like shit. No, worse. What is this place? Someone's basement? Someone's here at last, it seems. Oh, that! Hard to talk while dry heaving.
It's good to see you. I have been waiting for quite some time.
The voice is coming from all around me, like it's inside my head. What the fuck? I try pinching myself.
This is no dream.
What do you want?
You.
Get in line.
You misunderstand.
That's an understatement. I don't understand anything. What are you, a ghost?
Your behavior is unbecoming of you, Alex Leroy. You're here because you feel lost, unappreciated, helpless.
A ghost with a major in psychology. Great.
There are many like you. This city has lost hope.
But it is not completely without. Ah, stop doing that! Stop talking through me!
It needs someone to nurture it, someone to protect it. It needs you.
The voice rings in my ear after it finishes talking.
You will come here again when the time is right.
The irregular dripping grows louder, as do the footsteps, until it's a cacophony of indescribable noise. Something shakes me, and I lurch forward, out of the darkness, so fast it leaves me reeling and gasping, falling over. Right. I think this is Max. I forget what Max looks like. Or what he might sound like, if there are voice descriptions. Buddy! Hey, buddy! Buddy! The ground underneath me is soft. It takes me a moment to realize it's a carpet. My eyes snap open. I didn't even know they were closed. A blurry shape hangs over my head. I recognize those bright colors. Max? I sit up, banging my head against the coffee table and knocking myself flat again. Almost got another concussion there. Oh, he's a butterfly, I think, or a moth. I'm not sure. Shit, you're really out of it, dog dude. Hangover? What happened? You tell me, man. I walked in on you tossing and turning and moaning on the couch. Then you just fell off. Fucking hilarious. Wish I'd recorded it. I rub my eyes. My head hurts like hell. And I don't know whether to blame the coffee table or the nightmare. That didn't wake you up, did I? Dude, it's 10 in the morning. You're up before noon? I had to start making an effort if I want to get through an entire season of Pretty Bunny Angel Hard today, my guy. I have a lot to catch up on. I look at the crushed potato chips, scattered all around me. Shit, what time did you say it was? 10 in the morning. 10? Oh no. Shit. I scramble to my feet, rushing to the bathroom. I don't look at my phone. I don't dare look at my phone. Brush my teeth, fix my fur. Buddy? Can't talk, gotta head to work. I run a comb through the fur between my ears. Doesn't help. Save a spot for me on the couch. I might just lose my job today. Join the club. Do you need me to make dinner tonight? No, please no. I'll just get some takeout. Gotcha. I just felt like a wind breathe through me. And I don't know how. The window's open, but it's like on the other side of the room. And it was only like slightly open. When I decide I look and smell presentable, I rush for the door. Max has already taken his usual spot on the couch, where he'll most likely stay until the sun goes down. Bye! See you later, roomie! Wait, I didn't even look at the room here. There's like a action hero figure, maybe? I can't tell what that is. Is that like a squirrel? With some gear on it? That's Superwoman, what is her name? But as a furry. And a Superman, but as a furry. And the logon. And the computer. I never even noticed the computer there. Oh, it's bright. Probably because it's 7 in the morning. Excuse me, passing through. Hey, watch it! Sorry! Whoever said they hate Mondays has clearly never experienced a Saturday in Shippersburg. Weave your way through the never-ending crowd of tourists and dodge cyclists who never heard of traffic lights long enough, and I'm sure anyone would agree. Not to mention the noise. I'd cut through the canals, but even those are so thick with people I can't see the bottom. Once I finally near the tram stop, I'm almost sprinting, barely looking where I'm going. It's a mistake I regret almost immediately. Ah! A whirlwind of paper scatters the floor as I collide with a woman walking the other way. I land right on my tailbone, pain ripping through my body. The woman's still standing, with barely a scratch it seems. She's staring right at me, but she doesn't look angry at least. Hard to tell behind the glasses. Okay, I think at some point he says she sounds like a princess, and I think she does have an English accent as well, which is unfortunate for me.
Good heavens! Are you quite alright, love?
Her voice is soft, high-pitched, almost princess-like. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm sorry. I expect to be scolded, but all I hear is a soft giggle.
No harm done. It seems we were both a little lost in thought, weren't we?
She reaches out, helping me to get back up. Her grip's pretty strong for such a small lady. I dust myself off, a scrap of paper that was sticking to my jeans fluttering to the ground. I manage to nab it just before it flies out of reach. Looks like some sketches of people. The paper is frayed and yellowed. Must be pretty old. Nice drawing.
Oh, this isn't my work. I'm just bringing these over to the office.
I hand it back to her and kneel down on the ground to help her gather the rest of the papers, which she organizes and stuffs neatly into a worn-looking satchel. Some of these look like letters, others look like notes. Only some are written in Batavian. Not just any Batavian either. Old Batavian. This stuff's 100 years old at least. Once the lady's gathered all of the papers, she closes her satchel and proceeds to beam brightly at me.
Thank you so much for your help, sir.
Hey, it was my fault to begin with. What kind of job has you carrying around things like that anyway? If it's not yours, I mean.
Oh, nothing special really. I'm the curator of Uppgedukt, the art gallery.
Wow.
We have an assortment of works from artists all over the world, past and present, famous and unknown.
Nothing special. Sounds like a cushy gig to me. I've heard about it. With the expensive dress, right?
The money talks gown, yes.
Another giggle.
One of many fine pieces in our collection, as I'm sure you're aware.
Really? I've never been.
Really now? In that case, you should absolutely come by sometime. We'd be more than happy to have you. No admission required.
Is it just me, or does he have like a worried face right now? But I'm a stranger. Isn't that,
Oh my gosh, where are my manners?
She grasps my hand immediately, shaking it hard.
I'm Fenna.
No last name? I'm Alex.
Presto, we're no longer strangers. Delighted to meet you.
You still seem a little strange to me. I hear a whir behind me and spot the tram arriving at the stop from the corner of my eye. Oh, there's my ride.
I suppose I should be on my way as well.
She lets go of my hand, and when I open it, sure enough, there's a ticket for 2 to the art gallery. God, first a store robbery, then a weird dream, and now a guerrilla marketing trick. What is my life anymore? I mean, it's a ticket. For 2. It's free. It was, nice meeting you, Fenna.
Likewise, Mr. DeRoy.
With a wave, she continues on, and it's only once I'm on the tram that I realize I'd never told her my last name. Yeah, What the... By the time I step off the tram and get to the office, I'm already tired, out of breath, and more than a little icky. So, just like any other workday, really. I still haven't checked my phone. If I'm going to be fired, I want to be fired in person. I so hope I don't get fired. Why didn't I just call in sick? It's flu season, right? Plenty of people get sick this time of year. I watch the automatic doors open, like a prisoner watching a guillotine's blade being raised. I shudder and step forward, waving at a turtle passing me without looking. I hear the familiar clinking of a loose teaspoon before I see them, sitting behind the reception desk, looking anywhere but at the door until I clear my throat. Alex! Where have you been? It's almost 11. It's a long story, believe you me. You tell me. First I have to read online that you stopped a robbery last night. I swear I was going to tell you, and now I have your supervisor breathing down my neck asking about you. Do you have any idea how long I had to cover for you? I don't know. 2 hours! What does he think I am, your nanny? I tried calling, but you wouldn't pick up. Their frantic staring finally slows down. I was worried, you know? I'm sorry. They look me up and down. It's okay. Must have been a shitty night for you. You don't know the half of it. Thanks for covering for me. You want to thank me? Grab me a new coffee. They lift their cup. This one's gotten cold. Alright. No smoking. This is it. I've passed this office 1,000 times before, but in my 10 years of working here, I've only been in once. 10 years? Oh, that's right. You did say you've been here for a very long time, I think. I was usually on time until today. Mostly well behaved until today. Typically wore the uniform until today. Alright, no other choice. I go in expecting the worst. It turns out even that was optimistic. A few minutes of verbal abuse later, and I find myself in the hallway again. Yeah. Unemployed. I mean, you know, I may have gotten away with it if I had, like, prepared more properly, but put on the uniform and stuff. Years of loyal service right down the shitter. My ears are still ringing. My supervisor was yelling loud enough for the entire floor to hear. No point sticking around here anymore, I guess. I hope I can somehow avoid Lou on the way out. I'm in no mood to talk to anyone right now. I start to make my way back to the elevator when I notice a guy standing just down the hallway. I wonder who that is. A Rottweiler, shorter than I am, but a lot stockier. When he's reading Stinger! Hero like never before. It's Spider-Man. He's dressed more formally than most of the people around the office, which makes him stand out quite a bit. Great. He'll definitely have heard that little exchange. At least, I think so. He's engrossed in a comic book right now, though his eyes do flick in my general direction when I stomp towards him. I really don't feel like talking to anyone, I just want to get to the elevators. I love how I just don't recognize him at all. I mean, I guess I didn't see his eyes back earlier. But I saw the rest of his face, basically. Except for what was under the mask. I saw the face shape and everything. But yeah, I guess his Clark Kent type disguise is working. On me, at least. Rough day on the job? Great, just what I was hoping for. He flips another page. It's not an issue I've seen before. Want to talk about it? I still don't recognize even after I hear the voice. I feel like I know that voice. Or rather, I feel like I should know that voice. I'm so frazzled I can't recall a thing. Okay. Sure. Not really, no. Weird thing to ask someone you don't know. Is that true? From what I could hear out in the hallway, it got pretty heated in there. Of course he heard it. As if this morning hasn't been humiliating enough already. I got fired, okay? Happy now? He finally looks up for the comic, eyebrows furrowed. Fired? I wasn't expecting... I'm so sorry. Yeah, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go home. And shop for a box of tissues and a bucket of ice cream along the way. Maybe 2 buckets. I think they're on sale this week. Ah, right. Well, don't let me keep you. He does a little curtsy, comic book in hand. I only feel slightly mocked. I'll see you around, Spot. Spot? His voice sounded a little different that time. Almost like... I freeze, but he's already walking off, turning his head one more time to look at me. If you're free the rest of the day, might I suggest visiting Backpedaling? They have a stunning new collection on display that can really turn a bad day around. What? He turns the corner. Hey, wait! I know the guy's stressed and all and just got fired and everything, but like... he's still being pretty dumb. He called me Spot. Surely he couldn't be... Was he the guy from last night? Nothing in that conversation made sense. He looked like he was waiting for me, but how did he know I'd be here? And at this time? I did tell that Hound character I work in repairs at Brevard. But why would someone like him come here just to gloat about me getting canned? All he did was give me a clumsy, cryptic message. Turn a bad day around. I fished the ticket Fenna gave me earlier out of my pocket. It looks normal enough to me. I turn it around in my palm. There's nothing handwritten on the back. I hadn't noticed it before with all the commotion and the getting fired from my lifelong job, but it's definitely there. It's an address in Shippersburg, but not one I know off the top of my head. Somewhere in the freshwater district. It's underlined with a fancy signature and 2 words. Signed DH. Like Don Hound. Don Hound. So definitely the masked gimp suit vigilante. I'm not seriously contemplating going to an address scribbled on the back of a card given to me by a total stranger, am I? I look at my supervisor's office door. Right. Nothing left to lose anyway. But first, I'd better stop by reception. Maybe Lou knows something. Company gossip rarely gets past them. I mean, considering the guy I just saw was also talking about Uppgedukt, you would think they're, you know, related. I approached the reception desk, probably for the last time. Lou is sipping a cup of coffee as always, glued to the reception's holographic screen. I clear my throat. Alex, so how did it go? Let's just say we can hang out a lot more from now on, because my schedule is completely clear for the foreseeable future. They frown. I'm so sorry, Alex. I tried to smooth things over as best I could. Don't know what I'm going to do now. I can help you look for job postings later if that helps. There's plenty of people in the city who could use a hand. I'll take just about anything, even your desk job offer. That desperate? Very. We'll see. How about I take you out a night on the town? Just the 2 of us. Thanks, Lou. That sounds great. And we'll go see that musical. That's great. They laugh. What about your kids? I'll get my sister to watch them for a night. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll give you a call later. Just take it easy for now. I notice I've been getting sidetracked. Actually, there's something important I wanted to ask you. Lou's ears perk up. A dead giveaway they're hungry for some juicy news. Did you see a Rottweiler come by reception earlier by any chance? Fancy clothes, pretty buff, kinda handsome. Lou looks pensive and takes another sip of coffee. Not that I recall. That's odd. They usually notice everything. But, they didn't notice me when I first came in. I had to, clear my throat. And the main entrance is the only way into the building for security reasons. Not to mention the clearance needed to use the elevators. You try to score a hot date? I don't dip my pen in the company ink, Lou. Does it count as company ink now that I'm unemployed? Technically not, right? Yeah. They raise an eyebrow at me. Last year's delivery guy would beg to differ. I know it sounds crazy, but there was something off about him. It's probably just one of the new hires. I haven't heard anything about new hires. Only new fires as far as I'm concerned. Well, we are expanding. He looks kind of old to be new here, and, well, rich. He had a suitcase and everything. They lower their voice and put down their cup. What, you think Brevard showed up to personally send you on your merry way? Yeah, I do. Their tone is sarcastic, but it still leaves me wondering. I'm not sure. Wait, you don't seriously think... I gotta go. Catch you at the hand? I'll keep a seat warm for you. Thanks. I turn for the exit. Oh god, that's bright. And it's not even dark where I am. Turn right, and your destination will be on your left. I'm pretty far from civilization now. I mean, I'm nearing city limits. Nothing but farmland out this way. There weren't even any train or tram stops nearby either. I had to walk for 30 minutes just to get here. With a GPS on hand? Okay. I guess Google Maps is GPS too. So, yeah. And for what? I don't see anything even remotely resembling a hero's hideout here. Really? Just an ancient-looking house with an overgrown yard behind a rusty old gate. Actually, that's pretty high up on the potential hideout spot list. Still, this is the address written on the ticket. I yank the gate open. The banshee-like shriek of the old metal is painful. It shuts behind me. No turning back now. Walking down the cobblestone path leading up to the mansion, I pass statues that have all seen better days. Yeah. That one's, I do not remember what statue that it's a reference to, but,
Ah, you all recognize it.
They each depict canines in combat poses, some carrying weapons that have lost their edge. These look older than the stuff I see at the museum. Maybe it's just my nerves, but I feel like they're watching me, judging me. I sure as hell hope this place isn't haunted. Lions! I reach the front door, which looks like something straight out of a historical drama. I gotta get reminded of your ex-boyfriend by the lions there. It's got no doorbell, just a big old pair of knockers. Yeah, but like actual, literal knockers. No signs of life inside, from what I can see through the windows. No cars that I can see either. I knock on the door. I must be going insane. Complete silence. Did my GPS lead me astray? I knock again. This time I swear I can at least hear something inside, barely audible over the sound of the rain starting to trickle out of the sky behind me. I'm about to declare the mission a bust when, with a loud creak, the doors finally open, bathing me in a warm light and bringing me face to face with the largest crow I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. He's dressed to the nines, no, tens, face and beak scratched and scarred. His face is framed rather nicely by a pair of glasses. I guess this is the butler. A very dashing butler who looks almost, how should I put it, nerdy? Sure. I think it's just the glasses, but okay. And maybe the outfit, actually. Sure. His eyes drill into the very core of my being. I'm taller than most, but I actually have to look up at him slightly. I feel small next to him, insignificant, scared. I'd mentioned catching a glimpse of bulging muscles, but that's all I see, muscles. Guess household chores are good for something. I don't think that's all he's been doing. I think he's been working out. Good afternoon. What can I do for you? A Rust accent. So this is the guy downtown I was talking to. Combined with his deep voice, it only makes him more imposing. Hi, I'm... Master already donates to charities. I'm not here for donations. I got this. Master has no interest in essential oils or herbal supplements either. God, no. Look, I'm Alex Roy. I got this ticket with an address on it telling me to come here. It's only now that I realize how stupid that sounds. Someone shoot me. I mean, it's not stupid if it's... true. Is the robber from yesterday still around? Give me a ticket. Wait, he bought it? I fish the ticket out of my pocket and pass it over. He scans the back of it with one eye. The other remains strangely still. He gives me a once-over. We've been waiting for you. There's a hint of warmth in his voice now that wasn't there before. If I wasn't still a nervous wreck, I'd say it was almost alluring. Maybe it's the accent. You have? For quite some time, yes. He steps aside, holding the door open for me. Hurry, there is storm coming. You don't gotta tell me twice. Right. Don't want your place to smell like wet dog. Do not worry, I'm used to it. I sidle past him. It smells like citrus and pepper. I don't know if it's cologne or something he's been cooking. Definitely not a bad scent. I like how there's just like a bust there, and then around it there's like speakers and DVDs and comics, I'm assuming. Oh, and vinyls. And a record player. And Blu-rays. Or maybe PS4 games, I don't know. Or Wii U games. And there's like a rabbit hologram thing. And then a vase. Like just a nice combination of nerdy stuff and fancy stuff. The foyer is richly decorated. Beautiful red walls lined with dark wooden doors and bookcases that are all completely stacked, like a library from a fantasy book. My eyes are drawn to an impressive bust of a canine sitting on an alcove on the far wall. Unlike the statues outside, this one seems to have retained its original bronze color. Are we seeing the same one? Because that looks like a fox to me. And it's grey. But just like the statues outside, it stares right at me, its eyes following me no matter which direction I look at it from. It's like a fursuit. I will fetch Master. Please wait here, and do not touch anything under any circumstances. I will be back shortly. Yes, sir. As he turns away, I can't help but notice his very defined features. He carries himself with elegance, especially for such a large man. He leaves through one of the doors. His footsteps echo around the large room. Instantly, I feel compelled to explore. I know he literally just told me not to touch anything, but I've never been in a rich people's house before, and there's just so much to see. I'm pretty sure I could spend a year in this place and not get bored. Yeah, just watching all the Blu-rays and stuff, and reading through the comics. I mean, it is probably years worth of them. I scan the shelves, looking for anything that catches my eye. Are these comic books? They sure look like comic books. This one has the entire Singer collection. Would they notice if I stuck an issue home with me? Focus, Alex. Don't touch anything. A minute passes, then another. That ticking clock's starting to get on my nerves. I try some of the doors, but they're all locked, even the one the butler went through. Aw, I was kind of looking forward to snooping. My eyes fall on the bust again. It's still staring at me with those empty bronze eyes, almost begging for me to investigate. Walking up to it, I catch a familiar scent. Ginger lime, just like the Hound last night. While the rest of the ample bust is practically sparkling, there is a noticeable smudged handprint right on top of his head. Aw, that's cute. I tilt my head. It's bothering me. I roll my sleeve over my hand and place it on the dog's head, so I can pet it. Before I can get to scrubbing, I hear a loud click. The bust gives way under my paw, head sinking a bit, like I just pressed a button. I'm about to step back when all of a sudden... Ah! Ah! The floor drops under me. I try to stop myself, but it built up too much momentum. The chute-like structure evens out into a slide, and I'm hurtling down at maximum velocity. And I'm getting very hungry. Maybe at this point I should just stop, though. Yeah, this is a very good moment to stop, but it's gotta be fine, because it's gotta be the same episode, right? Next time, anyway, so yeah. I keep screaming, but after a while there's no air left in my lungs. Yeah, whatever. Next recording session. Alright, I am back on this very, ominous screen. I keep screaming, but after a while there's no air left in my lungs. These have been the worst 24 hours of my entire life. By the time I hit a soft surface at the bottom, I'm all but traumatized, eyes still shut tight. Wow, 3 minutes and 34 seconds. The voice is distant, but there's no mistaking it. That's the Hound. I believe you owe me 20 euros, sir. And the butler, too. Well, I push myself up, but my arms are still shaking, and I just end up collapsing on the padded, leathery floor again. I can't believe what I see when I open my eyes. It's like the set of a sci-fi flick in here. Screen showing security footage in cities raised, machines, buttons, flashing lights, and levers everywhere. The air's so stuffy in here it's almost hard to breathe. The butler's manning a large computer at the far end of the room. There's what appears to be a ventilation system along the ceiling, and a thick metal pipe leading down into the floor. Is this part of the mansion too? Just how far below ground are we? Just what was that slide? Traumatizing, apparently. Need a hand, Spot? I'm so distracted I don't notice the fuzzy brown hand reaching out to me. I look up at its owner. Come to think of it, I feel dumb for not recognizing him at the office earlier. Yeah. I scramble to my feet, just glad I'm still in one piece after that. Sore all over, though. You probably have a lot of questions. A few thousand at least. Yeah, a couple. What the hell is going on here? And I'd be more than happy to answer them. At least someone's tail is wagging. Okay, who are you? Why, I'm known as the Don. I mean, who are you, really? Right, I suppose I haven't properly introduced myself yet. The butler swivels his swanky office chair around. I advise you not to divulge any unnecessary information, sir. Christ's sake, Milo, he deserves to know. The name's Raoul. Raoul Brevard, CEO of Brevard Enterprises. Yeah, the sparkling ray of sunshine over there is my butler, Milo Drozdov. Right, Did you say Raoul Brevard? The Brevard? Think of the future, think of Brevard? My boss? That's you? In the flesh. This is a joke, right? Where are the cameras? My eyes dart between the dog and the bird, waiting for them to laugh and admit it, but they don't. My eyes are darting all over the room, scanning for hidden camera crews. Alright, you can all come out now! I feel like a clown. This was a mistake. It's a lot to take in, I know, but it's all true. But no one's ever seen Brevard in person. Precisely. What better cover identity for a masked vigilante? No one would suspect the reclusive millionaire with zero media presence. This is a dig at Batman. In comic books, I'd say that's usually the first person to suspect, but now that I'm actually seeing it in real life, I'm utterly floored. You're serious, aren't you? I just told you, I'm Raoul. jumping up and down. He laughs, then notices I'm not joining him, and stops. Behind him, the butler, Milo, rubs his beak with a groan. Yes, quite serious. Tough crowd. Does this guy think he's a comedian or something? I can't take this anymore. This isn't funny! I traveled halfway across the city to some huge mansion that can't decide if it's fancy or dilapidated. Dilapidated. I don't know why, I can't imagine a way of spelling or pronouncing dilapidated that feels right. Because this, I'm pretty sure this is the correct spelling of it, and I'm pretty sure it is dilapidated, but for some reason my mind seems to think that's wrong, and it should be dilapidated or not, because that's also wrong. I don't know. It is dilapidated, but yeah, my mind just can't accept any spelling of that, or pronunciation. Then I tumble down a magic slide into an overgrown basement with security screens everywhere that apparently belongs to one of the richest people in the city, my former employer, who apparently fancies himself a pro wrestler / crime fighter at night, and sends me on a breadcrumb trail to this secret lair of his. My gestures are as wild as my mind is. And you're acting like we've just had a casual job interview at the office? What the hell is all this? I've had the worst day of my life, and before I can continue my incoherent blathering, the Rottweiler puts his paw firmly on my shoulder. He's strong. The look on his face is serious now. Alex, please calm down. There's kindness and concern in his eyes. I'm sorry. This is probably a lot to take in. I hadn't quite considered that this must all be very unusual for you. That's an understatement if I've ever heard one. That's an understatement if ever I heard one. I have to get things right. I keep reading things like slightly wrong, and I'm like, no, unacceptable. That's an understatement if ever I've heard one. I nod. His face softens back into a smile, though not as goofy as before. But there is a reason for everything. I promise. Just hear me out. I feel like I'm about to cry. I take a deep breath. Alright, Mr. Berard. No need for formalities. Raoul. What is this place? Why am I here? We are currently at secret location, about 50 meters underground. Every hero needs a lair. As for the why, you're here because I want to make you an offer. What kind of offer? Do you remember what happened last night? At the store? He nods. How could I not? What if I told you that was only one of many recent incidents? I would believe you. He faces towards the row of screens, hands on his back. It's not just the Saltwater Syndicate at work. They're part of a bigger picture. A civilian such as yourself might not notice it, but there are cracks starting to form in our beautiful city. I mean, it's a big city with almost 1 million people. You'd think crime is just part of the deal. Isn't that what the police are for? Why fight crime yourself? He turns his head towards me. The glare from the screens hits his glasses, and I can't see his eyes behind them. I mean, yeah, I don't know if the police are very useful. I don't think the emergency services call was all that promising. Mrs. de Bruin is only one of hundreds of innocents targeted this past year alone. Someone needs to take a stand. Protect the folks the police can't, or won't. Alex DeRoy, last night, you showed exemplary courage. Recklessness? Regardless, you saved the life of an innocent woman, as well as my own. I'd like to invite you to join my cause as my assistant. My sidekick, if you will. My jaw has officially hit the floor. When I try to force words out, all I can do is stammer and stutter. You're free to refuse, of course, and pretend this never happened. Milo will take you home. I'll see what I can do to smooth things over with your supervisor, and you can continue living your everyday life. But is that what you want? Or would you rather be part of something bigger? He turns back to me, a hand extended. I look down at it, then back up at him. He's got the same goofy grin on his face as he did last night. Something bigger. I've been stuck so long that just hearing those two words feels like reaching the light at the end of a long tunnel. But then I think back to how it felt helping Mrs. de Bruin last night. How terrified I was. How I almost died, multiple times. I can't see myself living in fear like that and coming out with a grin that big. Why did I come here in the first place? I bat his hand away. His face falls. I'm sorry. I can't accept this. Why not? I'm not cut out for it like you are. I don't think I've ever been as terrified as I was last night. Believe me, I wouldn't be offering you this job if I didn't think you were the right man for it. Well, I'm not the right man, okay? I sigh. I'm just a fuck-up who dropped out of college because things got too difficult. I'm sure you can do better than that for a sidekick. That's not true. You said I could refuse. I refuse. This is all just getting too much for me. I look past him, at the crow who's gone back to typing on his computer. Hey, can you tell me where the exit is? There is an elevator to your right. Okay, thanks. At least let him drive you home. I walked over here, I can walk back. Just need to clear my head. I dust myself off and brush him aside, tipping my head to Milo as I hit what I assume to be the elevator button. A door opens. It's a pretty small elevator for a place this big. I guess it's only built for 2 people at a time. There's only one button. Up. Good. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. I step inside. Spot! The doors close. I pull on the drawstrings of my hoodie. It's gotten way too cold for comfort. What time is it even? Not that it matters. I don't have anywhere to be without a job anyway. So I just walk. Yeah, I'm sure this is how it's gonna end. Just with me quitting. Not accepting the job. I mean, technically it could. We could just switch over to, like, Hound's perspective. Or, like, just be a bystander or something. But I don't think that would work very well. Before long, I've left the mansion behind me like a bad dream. As populated as the city streets were this morning, they're completely abandoned now. Not surprising, the rain's coming down hard. That butler wasn't lying about the storm. The sky's almost black and I'm soaked to the bone. But none of that matters. Yeah. Me, a sidekick. It sounds so amazing on the surface, doesn't it? To be a hero. Someone people look up to for protection. A beacon of hope. But that's just how it is in the comics. It's so different in real life. I could have died in Mrs. de Bruin's shop. More importantly, she could have died if I'd fucked up in there. And this masked vigilante thinks I'm cut out for this business just because I didn't chicken out? Today showed I can't even keep a job, so how does he expect me to keep other people alive? Well, you did it once before. Also, he's like a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, right? So, I'm sure he had all the gadgets in the world to make it a little bit safer for me and everyone else. Even at my job, my former job, I was too timid to seize the day. Just doing what I was told to do. Trying to keep a low enough profile to not get in trouble with my permanently scowling supervisor. I always did a decent job, and that had always been good enough for me. The one time I was in line for something resembling a promotion, I just balked because I didn't know if I could handle the responsibility. Lou and Willem tried so desperately to get me to reconsider, and I've always wondered if I might have had a more successful career if I'd taken that chance. The difference is that if I mess up in repairs, no one dies. Thankfully, even my supervisor's looks can't kill anything other than my self-esteem. Fighting criminals and saving people, though, it's not just my life on the line. What if I mess up badly enough? What I need is some time to figure things out. I'll find an opportunity again eventually. I mean, it would be a little unfair for him to just, like, give me this one chance to think about it and not give me any more time than just, like, however much time I spent in the hideout there. I head into the nearest store to get some much-needed comfort food. Mostly just ice cream. A couple days of chilling on the couch with Max will do me good. A hero's life is probably overrated anyway. But what if this is my one chance at a better life? What if I really could be more? Something good finally falls into my lap and I turn tail? This is exactly why I've had the same shit job since high school. It's not like I'd be thrown into the deep end as a sidekick. I'd be learning the ropes from a pro and getting paid for it. At least I hope he was gonna pay me. I wanted to take Rule, up on his offer. I really did. But I was so confused and scared and hopeless, like always. Everyone around me thinks I'm capable of more. Lou, Willie, even Rule. Am I the only one who can't see it? Do I have it in me to take that big of a leap of faith? My mind continues to wander. Wondering if I made the wrong call. Wondering if I'll ever have a chance like this again. If I'll ever even have a job again. If anyone would even care. Fuck! I say it loudly, almost shouting it into the void. The only thing that scares me more than jumping in the deep end is being left alone at the edge of the cliff after everyone's already gone in. And deep down, I know I'll regret it for the rest of my life if I don't do this. I guess that settles it. Do it. Yeah! That was a quick turnaround. I'm going back. I just hope it's not too late. Now I'm just wet. I had to make myself smell of wet dog before I can make the choice. The mansion looks even creepier than before with all these dark clouds hovering up above. Lightning cracks in the distance. I open the rusty old gate. It gets stuck in the mud, leaving only a tiny space for me to slip through. The statues along the path seem to actually, honest to God, turn their heads as I walk by. At this point, I'm pretty sure they've got cameras installed in them. That's plausible. Or maybe I'm on the brink of a major meltdown. I hurry to the front door, slipping and sliding over the wet cobblestone. Hello? There's knockers right there, you can just use those. I bang on the door. It's me! Alex! Open up! Aw. No answer. Please! I step back from the door. I'm so exhausted my tongue's lolling out of my muzzle. Please, just give me one more chance. I hear a laugh coming from behind the door, and then it finally opens. After being outside in the dark for so long, the bright light coming from inside practically blinds me. Milo stands in the doorway. He regards me with what looks like a scowl. I can't really tell emotions when it comes to beaks. 40 minutes and 36 seconds. His expression softens, and he steps aside, holding the door open. Less than an hour. I believe you owe me another 20 euros, sir. Raoul comes into view with folded arms and the toothiest of smiles. I can't help but smile back at them. A small price to pay. Welcome home, Spot. Or should I call you Duskhound? Duskhound? Came up with it while we were gone. He is very proud of it. Didn't hear any ideas from you, smartass. Only because it is difficult to match creative genius such as yourself, Master Brouard. Sounds good to me. Really? Really? I mean, it is only the opposite of dawn. There are other options to consider. Yeah, Duskhound it is. Well, Duskhound, fancy a cup of coffee? Milo just put some on. I like that a lot. I, brought ice cream. Yay. Is that the end of issue 1? It is. Okay, well, I only had to go for 22 more minutes, and I could have managed that last time, but I got to speak more clearly now. A little bit, because my voice was really tired yesterday. Is there something after this? Nope. Now, for a word from our sponsors. Glory Hounds was made possible thanks to our generous supporters on Patreon. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a lot of people. Makes sense though. 7 different backgrounders. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah. That was issue number 1 of Glory Hounds. Next time, after whatever route I pick in Echo, we'll continue with... Actually, not Glory Hounds, something else. But then after another route in Echo, we'll come back to Glory Hounds and do a whale of a tale. And that'll be the last one I've already played through. Or read through, that rather, because this one doesn't even... This visual novel doesn't even have any choices in it. It's like a kinetic visual novel, I think that's what you would call it, kinetic novel. Alright, we have the extras here too. Gallery... Oh, wait, does it remember my, having gone through issue 2? I guess so. That's interesting. This star up at the top looks like a slider. Like you could turn down the extras. No thank you, I want less stuff. Okay, I don't know who Basil is, so I think these ones are just, here. I guess I'll look through these after I've done the, all 4 issues of this. Or however many there are once I'm done. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.